Hello and welcome along to the Weatherquest farming forecast for today, Tuesday the 11th of August. Now the overriding factor for the last week or so has been those incredibly high temperatures. We've seen temperatures up in excess of 30 degrees Celsius in many parts of England and across into towards Wales, even up across the far northern parts of the country. We've seen highs up into the high 20s, and you can see those temperatures are widespread across England. Many places up to about 30 degrees Celsius, and even as high as about 37 degrees in places like Bedfordshire and down in towards parts of Essex and London as well. And it's not just been those high temperatures through the daytime we've been watching out for. We've had some incredibly warm temperatures overnight as well. You can see on this graph from, say, the temperatures in Bedford over the last week, that really hot day on Friday where temperatures reached around about 33 degrees Celsius, but our overnight temperatures not dropping below 15 degrees Celsius even through the night times as well. So we've had some really warm, really muggy conditions, but there's not been much in the way of moisture, and those warm temperatures have really helped to dry the soil out, and that's really been an issue. I think if you've been looking to get some seeds in the ground and some drilling, making hay, nice warm dry temperatures for that, but things have been very dry and very warm as well. Those warm temperatures as well bring in the chance of some fairly heavy, fairly thundery showers over the next few days, and we're still going to keep a very close eye on those as well. So do keep a close eye on the forecast as we head through the rest of this week. We've still got some fairly sharp showers to come. And the best place to go is across to the Weatherquest forecast hotline, 09065 777675. We're here right the way through the week from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. and those calls are charged at £1.55 per minute plus network access charges. But do give us a call. It gives you a bit of a heads up on what's happening, not just for today, for where those showers are going to be, but also for the next few days to come as well. Speaking of the next few days, let's take a look at how things are panning out as we head on in towards next week. The jet stream, that driving force behind those low pressures, mainly staying up across Greenland into the northwest, but you can see this cut-off area of low pressure out down towards the south and the west of the UK. That's really going to be driving a lot of low pressure systems just lingering close by. So things are looking much more unsettled as we head through in towards the next couple of days. And it's something to really keep a close eye on, because we are going to find things do turn much wetter and I think a little bit cooler, which is a good thing as we head through in towards Wednesday and Thursday. So you can see Wednesday we've got these areas of low pressures dumbbelling around each other, pushing that wet weather back on towards the southern parts of the country. Some fairly heavy, perhaps again, some thundery showers to watch out for as we go through Wednesday. And as we go towards Thursday as well, you can see that low pressure is really reluctant to clear away. Still close to hand, still more showers wrapping around that. Again, still fairly heavy as they push up those southern parts of the country. And we're going to find that even as we go through towards Friday and Saturday, there's no great change in how things pan. That low pressure is still close by. It just really moves a little bit and just wraps around the southern parts of the country. Keep an eye out over the Atlantic. That's that next area of low pressure. And as we're going towards, say, the weekend, that runs up towards us as well. And that starts to bring, again, some slightly cooler air across the UK, but it still keeps us in a rather unsettled field of weather as we go in towards the start of next week. So things are set to change. We're going to start to find those low pressures bringing some slightly wetter and some slightly cooler temperatures as well. If you plan to head out and do some spraying, it looks like you are going to contend with some showers as we go through the next few days. Again, still some fairly heavy, very thundery ones. As we start to get into those regimes of low pressures, we're going to find those opportunities a little bit harder to come by. Those green areas there showing the best times to get out and spray where the winds are the lightest, and it should stay dry. But with those low pressures arriving as we go through towards Friday and Saturday, we start to find wetter weather, and I think it just makes it just a little bit harder to get those clear slots you're looking for. As we go through the next few days, we are going to start to find things are pretty unsettled, and as we go towards the start of next week, again, that low pressure is still very close to hand. So this is how things are set to look as we're going towards, say, Tuesday afternoon for next week. That low pressure really right across, say, Ireland, and wrapping around that a fair bit of cloud and showery wet weather as well. So the good news is if you're looking for that wet weather, we have got a real change in system as we go through towards the start of next week. And things are going to stay fairly unsettled right the way through that week as well. So we have got some wetter and slightly cooler weather on its way. So let's take a look at things as we go through the next few days. You can see, again, if we look at Bedford, a real downward trend in those temperatures. So we've still got a few days as we go through Wednesday and Thursday this week, still very warm as well. Temperatures are likely to be up above 30 degrees Celsius, but you'll notice there's that downward progression as we go through in towards next week, and things are looking much more comfortable. They're still warm. We're still looking at highs of around about 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, but compared to those high temperatures we've had of late, it will feel much better, and we have got some wetter weather in store as well. So if we look over the next few weeks or so and start off with, say, around about the 17th or so, a couple of weeks from now, and the pressure changes, you can notice there's that big area of blue, and that's showing areas of lower pressure than normal. And that's really indicating a much more unsettled picture across, say, the UK and across the near continent. And so we are going to find things out a little bit wetter as we go through there. You can see again, there's the anomaly chart here for the rainfall. Those green colours showing wetter than normal. So the return of some wetter weather as we go through in towards, say, that second week. And also temperatures not nearly as warm as it has been as well. So we are going to find things are wetter and a little bit cooler as we head in towards, say, the 17th of August or so. As we head in towards the following few weeks after that, we've got a very similar story as well. There's still a slack pressure pattern across the country as we go through towards, say, the 24th, 25th of August, and we are going to find that means that things are a little bit drier as well. There is just that chance that where we start to find higher pressure pushing up from the south, which may just bring some slightly drier conditions back in towards the southern parts of the country. But we are generally going to find things back to normal for that third week. And in terms of temperature, it's not nearly as hot as it has been. And I think we are going to find temperatures much more bearable as well. As we head further on into the pattern and into that longer range, you can see the lower pressure has forced its way northwards, back into some normal or even higher pressures back across, say, the likes of, say, Spain, France, and those southern parts of the UK, which will mean, I think, we start to find higher pressure pushing up from the south. Those drier conditions return, particularly down across those southern parts of Europe, but even for the likes of, say, the southern parts of the UK, we'll start to find things being a little bit drier as well, and perhaps a little bit warmer again as well. Not quite to the same levels we've seen over the last few weeks, hopefully, but I think it is a situation to keep a close eye on as we go towards, say, the end of August and back into that first part of September too. So all in all, we have still got some fairly warm days to come, especially for the next few days of this week. Wednesday and Thursday, still pretty warm, and still the chance of those heavy thundery showers as well. As we head on in towards next week, we're back into more of an unsettled pattern, some cooler temperatures and some wetter weather still to come through as well. But just keep an eye on those charts as we head towards, say, the end of August, back into the start of September. Might just find those temperatures just picking up once more again. And that's it from me.